So here we have Ryan in a split stance position with a straight arm pull back. What this is going to be working primarily is his lat muscle that's going to take his arm and pull his arm back behind him into extension. And we're going to practice the stability of the pelvis and the trunk as he does that. So in order to maintain the stability through the pelvis, Ryan's got his weight back into his left leg. He's compressed there. He's pushing his heel back into the ground, and then he's really making note of his right hip flexors as he pushes his foot forward into the ground and pushes his toe down into the floor, basically spreading the floor out in front of him. By doing that, it's going to keep his hips nice and neutral so that both of his hip bones will be parallel to the wall in front of him. Now with that as his base of support, he's going to begin by moving through the spine, by again retracting the rib down on the left hemisphere, breathing out, holding the rib line. He's going to breathe in, retract the right shoulder back, and then pull his arm back behind him into extension, internally rotating his palm so that it's prone at the bottom. He's going to then breathe out, start to begin to bring his arm into flexion, and then allow his arm to glide forward. Big focal point here is that he's containing his hips by again pushing his heel back and pushing his right leg forward to engage the flexors. That's going to allow him to keep his back again in a nice flexed position. He's going to glide the shoulder around the ribs. He's going to make sure that he again is counterbalancing that posterior internal tension with the anterior internal tension from the oblique on the opposite hemisphere, and then breathe out and come back to a count of 2. So the tempo on this one is again 2 back, and I misquoted here, 2 back around the ribs, hold the count for about a second, come down for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1, and again a small pause at the bottom. A couple notes: make sure that the shoulder doesn't shrug as you draw the arm back. Make sure that you don't let your head glide forward. Try not to let your head crane upward. And again, you're trying your best not to let the pelvis or ribs create accessory motion as you draw the arm to and fro or back and forth. So there it is. So straight arm, band, pull back. You did it on the right side. You would do 2 sets of 20 repetitions. Give yourself 45 seconds of time in between. And that is it for this exercise.